Hey, this is Tara, and in my micro message to you today, I want to talk about collaborations and how they can help you have more impact. So, I work with people to start and finish large scale projects that have global and local impact. So, this topic of collaborations is to help you and give you some ideas and maybe some inspiration about how you can pursue collaborations that can help you in the project or idea or business that you are creating or working on. So I live in Istanbul, Turkey now, but several years ago I was home visiting my family in Silicon Valley in California, and I went to an art exhibit with my mom, who's a painter. And we went to the Cantor Art Center at Stanford University, where they had a Rodin exhibit. And what struck me about the story of how, now this is, I believe, the second largest Rodin exhibit outside of France. And so there's a very interesting story about how this exhibition came to be at Stanford. So there was a man who was very enamored with Rodin, and that was B. Gerald Cantor. And so he had lots of money. He started a foundation. I believe it's called the Iris and B. Gerald Cantor Foundation. And so he had this, my interpretation of the story, it was several years ago. So anyway, he had money and he had this passion for Rodin, but he didn't have the knowledge. Who did have the knowledge? This was Professor Albert Elson, who at the time was the foremost Rodin scholar of his generation. And so here you have one man who has the knowledge. This is the professor at Stanford University. And you have one man who has the money, but not the knowledge. And so you can see that in coming together, that they needed each other. They needed to bring these two different energies together. So the energy of knowledge and the energy of the money, that in bringing them together, they were able to create something that neither of them could have created on their own. They needed to come together in this. And so I was, even saying to my husband the other day, it's kind of like, in order to create water, you need the oxygen and hydrogen to come together to create the water. So we needed B. Gerald Cantor and we needed Professor Albert Elson to come together to create this Rodin exhibit at Stanford University. And so I just want you to think about that as you think about, the project you're working on, the impact that you're going to make. And, maybe one of these men could have done it on his own, but in coming together, it was able to be bigger, to have more impact than they could have done alone. They were able to bring their joint resources together. So that's the thought that I want to leave you with today is what kind of collaborations can you pursue? Who is a match to what it is you're working on? Who is a match to what it is that you desire? And how can you reach out and get in touch with that person or make yourself available to that person and gather together the resources, first recognizing your own, what you're bringing to the table, recognizing what's missing, and then how can you seek out a collaborator, a partnership, a joint venture together with someone whom together you can create something even much more amazing and have impact either on the global or local level. This doesn't have to be anything, earth-shattering or life-saving, but very much joy-filled. And so I will leave you with that. And I'm going to include some links here to some of the resources that I talked about. And if you are curious about how to put together a collaboration and you would like to talk about that, I would be so happy to get on a call with you and share some ideas, listen to your project and see. I have a global network and I very often connect people with people in my own network. So I would love to talk to you and see how can we get you into collaboration with the right people and see what it is that you're able to create and the impact you're able to make in that way. With that, I wish you a beautiful day and I will see you out there. Bye-bye.